I cannot believe that I didn't put a video out last week. I can actually believe it. But it was really disappointing to me because talking at you guys is some of the most fun that I have. Alright, just rolled up to a gig here, playing at this joint called Vitello's tonight. It's a restaurant in Studio City here in Los Angeles. Playing with my buddy Dave Richards. It's all his music. We went to undergrad together. He was like a master's student. Anyways, it's really good shit, so it's gonna be a good time. Oh shit. The gig was great. Now I'm gonna go home and get some shit done. Alright, so let's talk a little bit of shop here. The newest thing that I've added into my whole little chop regimen that goes along with the mouthpiece buzzing and the other isometric stuff is lip buzzing. And here's how I'm doing it. So basically, I'm just kind of going for a G in the staff. So I'm like, I don't know if that's exactly right, but somewhere around there. And I'm just doing it 3 times. I'm trying to get that note 3 times with the lip buzz. Now, I've done this before, and if you read some of the old articles, there was this thing that I was going to do where I was going to lip buzz 3 notes a day for 100 days and see what happens. And I kind of jumped ship on that. I made it to 50 days, and then I started getting this really bad double buzz, and I was having some response issues and stuff. And looking back, I think that that was just a sign of fatigue. It was just too much fatigue. It was kind of building up over a wider or a longer time frame. So I'm doing it a little bit differently this time. And I also checked out this video this other dude had made about like the Reinhardt thing and the lip buzzing, and he suggests starting the lip buzzing with overlapping the top lip over the bottom lip like that, just to get it going. And what ends up happening is you get a little bit less. It's not quite as hard. So before I was just kind of doing it like this, just trying to get it going, and there was a lot more work there. So now what I'm just doing is going for the G with the overlap here. So I'll give it a shot just so you can see what it's like. So not really very focused. And that's basically it. I started doing it about a week or 2 ago, and I'm gonna keep going. I got this routine that a buddy of mine laid on me, but it starts on a C in the staff, and I wasn't able to do that yet, so I'm starting with just the G, and I'm basically just going for the G like 3 times with the overlap. I'm thinking that what I might do eventually is get the G going, and then start to see if I can keep the G going, where I get the chops in a little bit more of an alignment, and there's a lot of work involved in doing that. So anyways, I'm really confident that this is going to make my embouchure a lot stronger. And since I'm starting this way, it's a little bit less aggressive than the way that I had done it before, and so I don't think there's going to be quite the downside. Some things that I have noticed already is that I could already tell that the structure is changing, or I mean it's getting stronger in the position that I feel like I can play really well in and control the sound and not need so much of a pivot. So I'm not super hip to the Reinhardt stuff, but basically the pivot is anything that you're doing with your chops with the mouthpiece on there. Any way that you're moving it, that's what they're talking about, a pivot. And previously what would happen is as I would go high, if I had to go for some real high thing like come in on a high A or something, or I was just getting tired, then the mouthpiece would start to come down, and that's how I was pivoting. I was moving the mouthpiece down a little bit. Last night on the gig, there was some stuff that was kind of a heavy blow, and really for the first time, I was up playing like some Fs and Gs and stuff, and then an A, and the position, there was no pivot. I didn't have to pivot at all, and it was actually it was cool because I was keeping that same position as I got up there, but also it was a little bit scary because all of a sudden the mouthpiece is in a totally different place than it normally is when I'm up there, and I rely on certain habits more up there just because of the extremities in the range. So there's that. What else happened? This time around, I feel like I've got a better sort of grasp on the whole thing from doing the pencil exercise, or I do it with this crayon. And what I've found is that by doing the pencil exercise, it's giving me a little bit better control of these muscles down here, making me a little bit more aware of them, and really building up this bottom part of the embouchure here. And I also do this jaw thing as well, where I'm holding out my jaw for 30 seconds and getting all the lower part of the embouchure forward toward the mouthpiece, and that has helped a lot. I used to have a lot of jaw problems. My jaw would get real tired. I'll hold it asymmetrically, and it would start to hurt. It would give out. The embouchure would collapse. The jaw would start to recede. So this is all really has been very helpful for me, and I'll show you the pencil exercise here, the crayon exercise. And I think it is a little bit easier with the crayon because it's shorter, so the center of gravity is closer to your face. But you know, whatever. I'm going for it with the crayon. I don't mind it being a little bit easier because it burns like hell. So here's what that looks like. So that's that basically, and you'll notice you want the chin to kind of remain the same as when you're just chilling. You don't want to be bunching up the chin toward the crayon because then that's going to make it a lot easier. And when you can keep the chin sort of neutral, or some people think about it pointing down, it's really going to teach you how to isolate these muscles here. And that's been huge. Learn how to maintain that thing, how to maintain the chin in a neutral or even pushing down position while doing the lip buzz. So the awareness from the pencil exercise has definitely helped with just sort of my intuitive understanding going into the lip buzzing this time around. One last note here, practice note, is that I feel like my chops are really starting to kind of kick ass. Like my embouchure is really happening, and all the extra strength stuff with the isometrics, with the mouthpiece buzzing, really what I found is it's helped me be able to control the sound better, or to get different sounds without busting my chops up. So if I go to play like a kind of like woofy, airy jazz sort of a thing, then I can do that and turn around and play some lead trumpet, whereas before doing that kind of stuff, playing some tunes or playing with more of like a diffused tone, would have totally fucked up my aperture, and then I wouldn't have been able to really play much after that. But with the extra embouchure strength, it seems to have helped with that, which is really cool because that's one of the things that I like to do, is playing the tunes, like really kind of change the sound a lot, and that's one of the things that's fun about it for me. So the thing that I'm noticing is that just my general facility is really not so hot, like my just tongue and fingers stuff. So I feel like there's going to have to be this period, or I'm going to do this period of like really just practicing a shitload of scales or something. I'm not exactly sure what I'm going to do. It's a little bit overwhelming because it does feel like a big block of practice that's ahead of me. But you know, it'll be cool. I'll figure it out, make a plan. That's what we do. We make plans. And so I'm going to ask some friends that have gone through that process, you know, what they did, and then I'm gonna just kind of compile all the stuff that I've got, or, you know, ideas, and just pick something and go for it, whichever one seems the most plausible. So anyways, that's it for the practice updates. Yeah, what else you guys want to know about? Yeah, I got a cack in there on one of those high C's.
Cack. Let me see a cack.
Yeah.
Last note. Okay. Last note.